So, hello, my beautiful authors. I'm not sure if Jimmy is an author, but we would live, if it's possible, Jimmy, you are welcome to put on your camera. But I know Julie and I know Ted and I know Leslie and all of you are authors. I can tell you now, my author journey started almost 5 years ago. It will be in October 5 years ago. It took me 2 years to be able to do my book, and I have given lots of money to people that were supposed to help me. 5 years, 2 years, 2 years, okay. So I gave lots of money to put for people to help me, but they have strangely didn't excite me enough and do the things that I wanted to do. And then 2 years ago, oh well, I don't want to say 2 years ago, August, almost 3 years ago, God said to me, Sanet, you need to pick up the publishing side. So currently, I am not a publisher. I am learning to be a publisher, but I am a book coach, and I have now in totally helped 17 people to publish their books. And I also helped one lady with two children books, and I truly enjoyed that process. So I'm gonna ask you to introduce yourself, and if you have your book, tell us about your book and show us your book as well. And then out of this, I would love us to go to Amazon even after the meeting, and then if we can follow each other, because on Amazon is equally and important to have followers. I don't know if you know. So Ted, for you, I've done a review because you were part of our author show. So I've done a review for you because I've read your book. Julie, I think I did last time a review for you, but I will definitely make sure to follow you. I'm not sure if I followed you. I think at that stage I could not follow you. And the same with you, Leslie. And then if Jimmy, if you would also love to share, you can also share your book. Okay? So Ted, you are showing your book for us?
There we go.
Okay, so we will start with Ted then, and then Ted, if you can first of all introduce yourself, because I don't think Leslie knows you, and now Jimmy will not know you. And then tell us about your book.
There we go. Hey, Ted McClyman here, and I want to first give a shout out to Sanet for giving us all an opportunity to get international exposure on our passion, our work, and help you take better decisions. My field of study is money behavior. Why? Because, well, what you know about money is probably BS. You don't realize it, but that's how you're programmed. And for most people, the traditional wisdom about money doesn't work. Here's the reality. Money, smart money spending is personal leadership, to have your own house in order, professional leadership, to have your team understand money. Everybody is different. The conventional wisdom is that we're all wired the same. You know that's not true. Don't believe me? Just check your closet. That's what I write about. This book is your roadmap to better spending by understanding how you naturally think and feel about money. Because here's the key. How you behave with money is more important than what you know.
I loved it. So, Julie, do you have any questions for Ted as an author or on his book?
I probably should read it because I have lots to learn when it comes to finances. I tend to spend a little bit too much, a little bit compulsive ADHD spender. And I do have a 401k and a little savings, but yeah, I need to get better with that. It's retirement age is coming soon.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a common issue for a lot of people. And we as humans just aren't really good with this whole money thing or the time frame and all that. We have trouble generally figuring out what we're going to do next Friday, say nothing of 30, 40 years from now. And the conventional wisdom about money doesn't accommodate that. They think all you need is a better spreadsheet, a bigger budget, and all that. And it misses the point that you're wired differently, Julie, and you're wired to do what you like to do. And if money is not top of mind or a high priority, or you've had an experience at some point, all the technical knowledge in the world probably won't help. It's analogous to if I were to teach you how to drive, I could just send you to a website, you probably kill yourself. Or I could sit down and ask you some very important questions about why driving is important to you, how you behave behind the wheel, and then help you design a custom program. It should be the same with money, but throughout the world, we tend not to do it that way.
Thank you, Ted. Leslie, do you have any questions for Ted on his authorship or his book?
Yes, of course. I always have questions. So Ted, what did you find was the most interesting or maybe challenging or enlightening thing about writing a book?
Wow. First thing, I think everybody has a book inside them. They just don't know it. And if you can carry on a coherent conversation or give a speech 45 minutes to an hour long, you have the basis for a book. I encourage everybody to sit down at a computer, pen and paper, whatever, and just get it out there. Okay, that, in my opinion, is the hardest part, getting started. Once you get into the flow and once you get into it, you're going to discover things about yourself you didn't know. You're going to discover things about your topic. You're going to develop a passion for what you're doing, and that's critical. The most exciting day, I think, when you have the book finished is once you finally get it to the publisher and you get an approval back and you have either a galley print or a hard copy of your first book. It's amazing. Now I've done 5 books. This one is my 5th. I did this last year for a very, very select audience of people that would never buy a book about money that should. And doing the research on that, I found that most people, when you start talking about technical aspects of my money, just tone out. Now, I've got a background on this. I get excited about this, but I found out I'm the minority, not the majority. That was surprising. So I had to write a book that is counterintuitive to me as a professional that has done this for years, to people that would never do this, never thought about doing this, but they kind of think they should. That's what's fun about writing a book. You discover a lot about yourself. You discover more about your topic. You discover that there are other people out there that have the same feelings and thoughts that you do, and people that really passionately want to hear your message. So my advice is go do it. You got nothing to lose.
Thank you, Ted. So Jimmy, do you have a question for Ted? Okay. And Eva? Hello. Hello, my beautiful one.
Hello. Sorry, I missed the first part. I do not have at this time, but everything sounds fascinating. So, yeah, I can't wait to hear more.
Okay. So thank you, Ted. You are welcome to stop your share. And then can you just in the chat, can you put your name, how people can contact you, and also, a link to your Amazon book so that they can follow you on Amazon, and if they want to buy the book as well, it's all there. Okay, so now the next one is Julie. So please, Julie, show us your book. Tell us a little bit about your book, and then we will be asking you questions.
Okay, well, I could share my screen too, if that's okay.
Yes, you are welcome. Wow.
So that's depicts that it's available, of course, as an ebook as well as a hardcover and paperback. And just recently, I got it published as an audiobook. So I'm really excited about that. Now it's on Audible, and I'm holding the hardcover in my hands. It's really nice. It's a labor of love. This book is 408 pages long, and it's chock full of information for people to find root causes of all illness, really, but focused on autoimmune of the thyroid, which is Hashimoto's disease. And it shows people what the testing methods are and what's most accurate when you're testing for heavy metals and thyroid lab tests, one of which is commonly missed, and 60% of people go undiagnosed, which is crazy. And women commonly go for 10 years with Hashimoto's before they get diagnosed properly by a doctor. So I fired at least a dozen doctors, and I have a whole chapter of all the doctors I fired before. It's called, based on the Julio Iglesias song of all the girls I loved before. Remember that one?
Yeah.
So I have a little jokes and funny stories mixed in throughout my book. I weave in my story, but it's also a very science-based book, especially when you get towards the second half of it, where I describe all kinds of methods of healing the body with nutraceuticals and light therapies and detoxes and nutritional information, all kinds of stuff. So I'm very proud of it. Some people are really finding it very helpful and taking a long time to get through it. My friend, one of my friends is a nurse, and she's using the book to speak to a group that she meets with, which is great. So she's sharing the information, and that's a wonderful thing as an author to get that kind of feedback, that it's
Yes.
helping someone. That's the reason I wrote it. I want to help people, especially women. It's mostly women that are affected by this illness, but there are men too, and children. But to get the information out, because your doctor's not going to tell you, none of them are. They have a very clear-cut formula. Most people that have this issue get prescribed one particular medication, and they just keep watch on them. They watch their thyroid nodules grow until they can do surgery and cut them out. And I shrunk my thyroid nodules with a medicine program, a natural medicine program that I put together myself. And it worked. And within 2 months, I shrunk my thyroid nodules down to less than a millimeter. And the doctor was kind of disappointed when he called me with the results. And he said, I don't know if you want to do the test again. I'm like, why would I want to do that? My program worked. And I was so excited. And I was like, do you want to know what I did? I can send you an email. And he's like, no, send it to me in the mail. And I'm like, yeah,
Oh my
like I am going to
goodness.
go through the trouble of printing it out and putting a stamp on it for him, who doesn't obviously even want to help his patients, because that was Dr. Cutthroat. That's what I named him. You remember why? Yes. When I asked him what would happen if it was cancer, he didn't even answer in words. He just went like this, made a cutthroat motion. Isn't that unprofessional?
That
I
is so
couldn't even.
bad. Yo.
So that's Dr. Cutthroat. Then we have Dr. No Help and Dr. Bone Crusher. There's a bunch of funny stories about doctors in there, which I'm sure a lot of people will relate, because some doctors are great, but they're not all great.
So
Some could do better.
I just wanted to let you know that Julie had come to the first season of the Soul Diamond Authors Journey. So when I do this, gonna have the show onto our Facebook page. I will have her link, and I will also have Ted's link in there. So Ted came the previous time, and he came on the new episode as well. We are now doing season 4. So I will just make sure to be able to give that links for you to go and visit the show as well. So Ted, do you have any questions for Julie?
Yeah, absolutely. Julie, we talked, I think, when you're just getting into the book a few months ago, and I have a daughter that's going through the same issues. I directed her to that, and she's following the path. I'm not going to say she fired her doctor, because she does go see her about once a year, but the focus has changed. The focus has changed. She's very much into the holistic approach. She understands that natural cures are very important to consider. Now, I'm not going to say fire your doctor, but get one that works for you. Get one that understands you, your behavior, and whatever. And I think the guidance that you've put out after talking to you has been incredibly helpful.
Thank you
What's
so
the
much.
question? Who else do you think should be reading your book?
Okay, before I answer that, just to calm people down, I didn't actually tell them they were fired. That's my funny way of telling the story.
Yes.
Empowering yourself to find doctors that are good for you, that help you, that really help you and not hurt you. I actually got hurt by a couple of doctors. But who else should be reading? Anybody with autoimmune disease And,
Okay.
I've been told by some of my readers that it's really like a manual to health. So it's actually would be helpful for anyone to figure out what's making you sick and what's making you age too fast. A lot of these things make us age. And what we want to do is improve our cellular health. And my book shows you how to do that, getting the bad stuff out and putting the good stuff in, essentially.
Thank you. Leslie, do you have a question for beautiful Julie?
Sure. I love the idea of the book. What a great thing. What was, I guess I will ask kind of the same question, right? What was maybe the most insightful or challenging thing about writing the book?
Julie, the indexing.
I was just going to say it's a boring answer, but the hardest thing to do was the index. It was murder. I paid someone to do it, and she did such a terrible job that I had to go. If I had started from scratch, it would have been easier, but I had to go back and forth with her, and she thought she was, the professional, but it was absolutely ludicrous what she came up with. I couldn't even believe it. So I had to fix it very tediously. It took me the whole summer. It ruined my summer in 2024.
She phoned me, Leslie. She phoned me. She's crying. She said, Sanet, I'm firing the index lady.
Right? That would make me cry.
Oh, thank you, Leslie. Beautiful.
Thank you,
Ava, do you have a question for Julie? Bye-bye, Ted.
Bye, Ted.
Sorry,
Thank
me?
you.
Yes, Ava.
Congratulations to everybody.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you.
No question, but definitely something I'd probably like to read because I know a few people that struggle with the thyroid. So, yeah, one of them is my mom. So,
Okay, absolutely would help. If it's hypothyroidism, which is what it's focused on, not hyper, the slower thyroid function,
yeah,
which
I'm not
is
sure
more
which one
common
she's
than
at.
the hyper. If it's hyper, she might have a rapid heartbeat and lose weight really easily. If it's hypo, which is slow, then your metabolism slows down and you put weight on and you experience fatigue. So that should be kind of apparent.
What about, well, in that case, I do have a question because I don't know much about it, so it might sound weird. But what happened is when she was younger, she used to have the issues with the thyroid and they burned it off or something like that. So
Oh,
she had to take
lovely.
pills for the rest of her life. But actually, recently, after my dad passed, it actually woken up.
That
So
can
it's
happen.
really interesting.
Regenerate.
It will open up after 30 years or so,
Yeah.
and it's growing or something like that. So she might have to have an operation. That's all I know.
Oh, okay. She doesn't have like rapid heartbeat where her heart's beating out of her chest. She never tells you that. Because that's
Well,
scary. I
she
would
does
think.
have issues with that area, but I'm not sure if it's
Yeah.
because of that. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
she gains a little weight, loses it. Depends how stressed she is, but that could be
Okay.
another thing. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And some
So
people swing between both. So some people go from hyper to hypo. But yeah, I think some people, there is a treatment for the hyper form where they do like a radiation, I think, like what you were speaking of, because it
it's just
just creates too much thyroid hormone. It gets overactive in that case.
yeah.
So
Which she wasn't supposed to wake up because she's taking pills for the rest of her life, but it did. So it's a strange thing, I think. So
maybe did they remove it? I thought you said that
they fry it, burn it off. I don't know what the right term is, but they did that
probably
years
radiation.
ago. Yeah, radiation. And then I think it just woke up again. And because just
Okay.
went for a checkup and it's growing and she's choking a little bit. So if it gets too big, she'll have to get operated on.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe she has nodules then, and she could use
Yeah.
my nodule shrinking protocol, which is in my book to shrink them naturally. And maybe she could resume normal thyroid function since it's regenerating. Who
Yeah.
knows?
See, I was
Well,
meant to
that's
be here to talk
amazing.
talk about this.
Wow.
I do.
Thank you.
I did. I did find through my research while writing the book that there's a new stem cell pouch that they have developed that can help thyroids to regenerate. So it is possible for the cells to regenerate. So that's amazing. As you're the first person that I met that had that actually happen to someone. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it was an interesting thing because, she went through a lot last year with dad being sick, and he
Oh,
was sick for 7 years with after the stroke. But she went through ups and downs, and maybe something in her body reactivated, or I'm not a doctor, it's just assumption, right? So, yeah, so definitely worth talking about further with you, maybe one-on-one later.
yeah, for sure. And I'll put my contact info in the chat.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Julie. And also remember to the link to Amazon. Jimmy, I don't know if you would love to ask Julie a question. Okay, not now. Okay.
Maybe.
So, can I ask you, Leslie, can you show us your book? And then I know you've got lots of books, but if you want to tell us maybe one or two books, and then we can ask you some questions.
Sure. I am Leslie Capps. I am the founder of Author in 30. Because a little bit like Sanet, my own journey of writing, I was like, this has got to be easier. This has got to be simpler, right? Or like Julie's, I hired people and I was like, wait, why are you not doing this that I hired you to do? But this is a first book, Turn Your Story into Business Gold. Really, so often, right? We talk about storytelling, how to use your story in business. Nope, I know I didn't have the setup here today, but yeah, I was teaching people storytelling as well, but how do we do it, right? That was a question. Everybody said, well, I don't have a big long journey. I don't have this. My story isn't dramatic. And I found myself telling the same story every time, that your story does matter. It connects directly, I guarantee, to exactly what you're doing in business, in life. It creates patterns for us, right? There's so many things we can tell from our story. But really, I had written a book the traditional way many years ago. It was painful. It was frustrating. It was horrifying. I thought I'll probably never write again. I got an opportunity to pitch the idea of a book to take to an event. And I was like, okay, that would be kind of a cool event to go to. I guess I'll pitch a book idea. And when I did, I knew I would have 30 days to write the book. So yeah, I was like, I know I have the content, right? I talk about this stuff all day long. I got content, like too much content. So really it was a creation of a process to accomplish that in 30 days. And a little bit of a funny story because it's come up a couple times. So I did 30 days of 1-minute videos. And about the third day in, I fell down 8 concrete steps and gashed my head. So I had a black eye, and like it was a huge gap, right? I had to go get stitches. And the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, okay, I can't quit the videos, right? Like people are on a journey with me. So what am I going to do? So I moved my tripod setup out into the garage. I wore sunglasses for about 4 or 5 days till it all went down so I wouldn't horrify people. But yeah, I was like, short of death, I'm writing this book in 30 days. Now, since then, I went on to write a book about how do we write a book in 30 days. And then just did a collaboration book with other women. I love books for so many reasons. And really, like, I think it was Ted mentioned, right? This idea of transformation. By putting our words out into the world, we undervalue our story. We undervalue the importance of our message. And when you have a book, you can no longer ignore the importance of your mission and message. And that's really why I get excited about helping other people get books out into the world.
I love it. I love it. Julie, do you have a question for Leslie?
Wow. So 30 days. The program that I had joined was Ultimate 48-Hour Author, and she helps people to write a book over a weekend in a retreat, which my kind of book is so, like, I did so much research into scientific studies and I have 250 references. So I don't think I could do it in 30 days. Not with this book, but maybe with another one because I do have a couple other ones on the burner. So how do you write a book in 30 days in a nutshell?
It's really about decisions, right? It's what do
Okay.
we need to decide first and second. And so, yeah, I'm doing a workshop right now of 30 days. So 2 weeks, we're 2 weeks in, and like I'm ready to write, right? Because that's part of my shtick. I'm writing along everybody else. But it's really
Mm.
just kind of following a blueprint of making all these decisions, outlining your chapters, and then boom, you're ready to write.
Wow. Nice. I love it. That's exciting.
Yeah, thanks.
And
Instant gratification. 30
exactly.
But
days.
very quick, right? And I gotta tell you, like it's taking 6 months, I was like, no, that is not for me, right? That's not my personality. Now, given, someone in your case where you're doing lots of research and stuff, it absolutely takes longer. But really, where we're talking about stuff all day long, like the
Mhm.
content is there. I would be embarrassed to tell y'all how many Google Docs I have, like literally filling up Google Drives with documents of content.
Wow.
That's me. Are you a Gemini?
No,
I'm
a
just
Taurus.
curious. Okay. Because yeah, we're known for like information gathering and having a zillion files, running out of space. So I can relate.
Right. Always asking, well, why? Why? Why do, yeah.
Thank you, my beautiful Julie. And Ava, do you have a question for Leslie or a statement?
Not really, no, not at this moment.
Thank you. So thank you, my beautiful Leslie. I don't know, Jimmy, you're also welcome to unmute yourself when you are ready. Otherwise, it's all good. So Leslie, please give your details in the chat as well, and then also your link to your book. So Ava, are you ready to show us your book? And I'm also going to take a screenshot for that as well. Do you have it nearby?
I have all my books.
Okay, so you can maybe you will have to put off the background so that we can take a picture of your books, and then you can tell us about your latest one
Uh, okay, sure, no problem.
or
So,
the
my
latest
name,
one that you have done, because I know you loved compilation. Okay, just let me take a photo. Okay, perfect.
I'm like Tim Allen, covering my face, half of it. I'm Eva, for those that might not know me. I was actually born and raised in Europe and live in Canada now. So when it comes to books, I never thought I would be writing or anything like that. But when I did my journey around the world in 2010, 2011, it was already in my aura that I wanted to write something. I wanted to share my stories. I really wanted to get it out there. I was so excited. I was so alive I was literally glowing. But eventually that glow went away because, when you don't really see the opportunities or you keep telling yourself you're not sure how it's going to happen, it kind of fades away until um, in 2005, I went with World Vision Canada to El Salvador to help build homes, less fortunate people and things like that, visit the schools and things like that. And that's when it resurfaced again that I really want to help people around the world. I do want to share my travels and experiences and everything. And it was never really about becoming an author. Though I did glance at the bookstores looking, I was like, wow, how do these people do it? It must be like such a thing. And I was like, yeah, maybe it's not as hard as it seems. So anyhow, fast forward, I jumped into personal development a few years ago because I was tired living the life I was living, and it was really living the past. In the past, going over the things that happened that I wasn't too keen on, things like that. And then I met a person who introduced me to collaboration books, and that's how it all started. First, I was a deer in the headlights because I had no idea what I was doing, how it was going to come together. English, as you can see, is not my first language. But when I took the first step, everything else just aligned. It was like, oh my God, this is it, you know? So that's how I stepped into writing. And I did the first book, second one. Actually, after the first book, I thought it was gonna be done, but I kept going. It's just something I love doing right now. I love sharing my stories of travel, the transformation, the mindset shifts I went through, the challenges and things like that. Not every book I wrote is a chapter in the book is a light one, but I do want to share different sides of my life because we all have different stories, and I think that's what makes unique. So I'm really proud of where I am right now, writing, sharing my journeys, and I hope it really helps somebody out there, even if I never hear from them. I just hope it helps whoever needs to read my stories, and that's it. That's it in a nutshell. But I also did my personal gratitude journal because I couldn't find anything out there I really wanted for 1 year. So I just created my own. But so much easier when you go with a publisher. You don't have to do all the hard work.
And me and Eva I asked her for a coffee chat. We were in the same book, The Ripple Effect of Impact. If it was not for that book, me and Eva and myself would never have met. So my beautiful Eva, that's one of the prayers I am doing as a book coach. I pray for my people that I'm coaching, that yes, that they have to flow to do their words and put their hearts on, heal where they need to heal, but then also on the other side, let the readers that is going through reading this also have take a look at their journey and heal of their journey. So that is my prayers that I have for the people that's also reading the book. So thank you for that. So Julie, do you have a question or a statement for Eva?
Yes. And also, before I ask, I wanted to just share that we had a compilation book together too, Soul of a Diamond, which I was in with Sanet and 20 other authors. So
Okay. Let me
that's
take a
a
photo.
beautiful book. Okay.
That's beautiful.
Perfect. Thank you, Julie.
Yeah, beautiful cover. That was a wonderful experience. We met in New York City and we had our books up on the Jumbotron in Times Square. So that was a great author activity. So we got to do that again one of these days, especially if we publish another one.
Yeah, we're going to do book number 2. Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah. So, Ayla, you said you had 6 or 7 books, and how many are compilation and how many are sole authored books?
Well, the gratitude journal is it's just pages for writing. So really, 4 collaboration books are no solo book yet, but it could be coming in the
Okay.
near future.
I'm sure you're going to make it happen. And were you
Hopefully.
an avid reader growing up? Did you always love books?
No, I did not.
No,
I'm gonna be
I
honest.
did.
I did not. I was like, oh, another book. But then I don't know,
I
something
guess I'm a
changed.
nerd.
Sorry?
I used to get excited when the encyclopedia salesman came around. Remember that? That was a long time ago. But there was so much information, and I was so curious. So, and it helped me with my school reports. But yeah, now it's a long way we've come since then.
Yeah.
But
But
so do you have an idea for what your, sorry, that what your solo book would be? That would be the last question.
Um, not sure yet, but let me correct myself. I did not like reading, but that doesn't mean I didn't love exploring different topics. I was all over the
Mhm.
different topics. Every year something new. Aliens, angels. I explored a lot of things because I was a very curious person. But did I like reading? Not so much. But I still watch and whatever. But anyhow, I am working on 2 of my own collaboration books that I'm looking for authors for. One is actually called The Growth Mindset because after all, I love self-mastery, mindset and everything. It's kind of my area. And the other one that's dear to my heart is the travel one, stories of traveling, how they transform people. So I think those are the two I'm working on, putting the most focus on right now. Whether a solo book will come up, I'm not sure. I feel it's something that I'll get guided into, not something I need to force. So it's all in God's hands. That's what I say.
Beautiful.
Mm,
Thank you.
love
Leslie?
it. It's a travel idea. I'm thinking of that. I'm percolating.
So, Leslie, do you have a question for Abel?
Sure. What would be one of your favorite travel stories?
But the one I actually wrote about in the Ripple Effect of Impact, which was going with World Vision Canada and being the ripple effect in the world that we want to be, to show, that we can do so much as humanity for others and help out. So I think that's my favorite one. But my heart always wanted to do Africa as well. So that could be the next big one for me, Africa story. Yeah. It's just first I have to go there.
So I just want to let you know, Abel, don't take more than 2 years to come to South Africa, because then I will not be here. Okay, so in the next 2 years, make sure you come, because then after that, I will be in New Zealand permanently. Okay.
Okay. All right. I'll put it on my to-do list.
My beautiful Ava, please put all your details in the chat. So I wanted to, this is my book, my beautiful one. Let me just take a photo. Just give me one smile, everyone. There you are. So I wanted to read something. So in May 1994, our new president, Nelson Mandela, had his inauguration, and he read this poem. I thought it was his poem, but it was a poem from Mariana Williamson. So this is part of what I have put in my book. So I did a little bit of my story and what I went through, but also the healing parts, and then I have also put some of my poems in here as well. But for me, I really wanted to make sure the way that I displayed it, that the cards, that I have needs to be here. So this, just to get this page done, took me, I didn't want to say I want it. So the author, all two authors, publishers said, no, Sanet, you cannot do it like that. And at the end, I got what I wanted, because I mean, this is my life's work. If I wanted it that way, that's the way I wanted. I just quickly wanted to, here is the cave photo. I quickly want to show you guys where I got to the cave. If you know about my story, there's the cave and there's the family. But I really wanted to read quickly that beautiful poem. Let me just quickly get to it. There I'm walking on the beach. If you can see how I look. I know you cannot really see. But the poem is from Mariana Williamson, Our Deepest Fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frighten us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, and I love this, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? So that is what I have, but I know the poem is a little bit longer, but that part I have put in, and again I wanted it to put in like the card that I wanted to put in, and so I got what I wanted to have in. So as you all know, this was me a few years ago.
Such transformation.
So this was truly my heart's work, and I know God have given me all this trouble with all the things to get this right, so that I can start being a book coach. And
Can I say something about your book? I have your book. You give it to me in New York. and it's beautifully written. You're such a talented author, Sanet. You're a wonderful communicator. So thank you. And now you've inspired me to finish it because I probably read half, but I didn't get through it. So
I'm trying to get
how
people
I am
to.
with a lot of books.
Thank you. I tried to get people to put a review on Amazon that I gave books and that I buy books, but somehow people don't want to do
People just
reviews.
don't
So,
do it. I'll give you one.
oh,
Yeah, I didn't see one from you either. I don't think you put one on my Amazon.
but then I will
Some
go and
people,
make sure to put it on.
some people in another country, they don't show up on the US Amazon. So you might have done it and I can't see it.
Okay,
That might be
I
the
will
trick.
go and see because I don't know if I was in New Zealand, maybe it would pick up the Amazon Australia. So I don't know. I'm not too sure.
That
Okay.
was
So,
it. There was a lady in Australia that wrote a beautiful, glowing review for me, and it doesn't show.
yeah,
So,
it only shows in your region. So, for instance, when
yeah.
you do a global, international selling, if people is in the UK and they do a review, it will go automatically to UK, and then you actually have to change your review points so that you can see what country. There on top, now on USA, but if you click on Canada, you can see all your reviews. If you go into UK,
Oh,
Australia, you can
okay.
see. So just change the country, but stay on your
Okay.
profile of your book. Okay? Didn't know. Do you know this, Leslie?
Yeah,
I
and I was
didn't.
going to also say you'll always get an email from Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon's great about saying we accepted or you submitted your review. Thanks for your review. If you do not get an email from Amazon saying your review is live, like they just let it go.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is old school, right? People go, because I still hear this all the time. If somebody gives you a free book, you can't write a review on Amazon. Total BS. You can write a
You
review
can.
on
You
Amazon.
can.
You can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of my global reviews show up normally, like especially the ones
Right?
from Canada, they show up fine.
Okay.
But I published it in Australia, so they should show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would make
So,
sense, but
So, ladies, and Jimmy, I am going to start with a second one for Soul of a Diamond. I'm going to start with it soon. I'm just busy with the contracts and all of that, but I will try and do that myself and not go through a publisher. I think I will be able to do it. I have done all the Amazon things now for 17 people, so I will be able to do it. And then, if any of you would like to come to the show, the Author Journey Show, currently there is a price tag to that. It's $350 to come. But not only will you get a review, you will also be on the website where all the people I was sending everybody every week to go and see all the authors' details. So I will also give you that detail so that you can go and look at some of the authors that have come through as yet. And then from my side, what would you like to see in next month? Because if we do this every month, what will you like to see how this 1 hour needs to make it even better, or to keep it like this, or just say what do you think, Julie?
well, I just had the urge to I was bubbling up with the chapter that I'm going to write for The Soul of a Diamond 2. So, but then again, you should keep it close to the vest, right? Until you really write it. So I was thinking maybe we would want to share ideas for what we're going to write. But, some people might not want to share it until they have it really formulated. You know what I mean?
Okay, but we can
But I did
always.
have an idea that would be funny. Actually, for the travel one, I could write a chapter called Cali Caramba because I went to Cali, Colombia, and I had such a time. And there was romance, and there was danger, and there was beauty, and there was sex, and it was everything.
Ooh,
Mm.
ooh,
Dancing, guns.
wow, oh
I saw
wow.
a gun.
Caramba.
Just one. No two.
So, you connect with Ava and you can hear more about the travel book
Yeah, right.
compilation. Leslie, for next month, is there something that you want to add in? So this was just our first one, and I didn't know. And when Ted brought up his screen, I thought, okay, I wanted to let us all talk about our books and then go and follow each other on Amazon as well. But what would you suggest for next month?
Yeah, I have no idea. Because I
Mhm.
didn't know what to expect either, right? So I think it's been delightful and it's been fun to hear other people's journeys. And I mean, it's a great way to get to know other authors and what they're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I actually prayed before and I asked God, the show will be as, if He can give me suggestion and how can we make it as golden as, with hearts and butterflies and diamonds. And this is how it came out, and I actually loved it. So, but I open for suggestions. Ava, what do you think?
It's so funny. First of all, I didn't know this was your first one. Secondly, my publisher is from California, and the reason I bring it up is because we used to have these monthly meetings with the authors. And at first, I was a little shy, talking to all these, beautiful ladies and men. And then she took it off. And I was like, I really miss those meetings. And then when you posted, I'm like, no way. So that's why I had to come, and good thing because the timing worked out. So I really missed his meetings because you get to meet so many wonderful authors from different aspects. Every meeting is different. We always had different topics, and we just had fun. And I think that's the most important thing, just to have fun, bring on some new things, talk about the billboards in New York. We did that too, and it was such a fun experience.
Mhm.
And you just never know what the next topic is or the way we can expand as authors. Like I have a book signing coming up, so people ask, how do you do it? How do you expand in your area? So you can do that part too, right? So I think there's a lot of room to grow here and have these. So when you had this, I'm like, oh, it's like she heard me.
Aw.
Yeah, so this is so like perfect timing.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Thank you, my beautiful Ava. So I also would, if you would like to, in the author journey Facebook page, if you also will post your book and more details on the book, please do so, because I will also then send out this recording. I see there's quite a lot of people that's now joined the author's journey. I think there's now 109. And for this meeting, I had 29 people register for this meeting. So I know there is like people, and I know 3 people that registered is not an author, because they were asking me about their book. So I know there is some non-authors that would also like to be here and then ask questions or to hear. So I'm going to do it the same thing next month. And we will see how it will continue to grow. So I wanted to say thank you so much, Julie, for being here. I took some photographs with your books as well. Thank you, Leslie, for being here. Thank you, Ava. And Jimmy, I don't know if you are here, but thank you so much for being here. Maybe next time you will be able to show
Okay.
us and speak to us. So my beautiful ones, have an amazing, amazing day. I have now a few minutes and then I'm going to be on Wendy and Anne's Mrs. Spots. And that's the reason for this late hour, for me, late hour, because it's 10 o'clock. Now it's almost 11 p.m. So I fit it in like late for the people in Australia, 6 o'clock to come. And now I will be doing a Mrs. Spot. So thank you, ladies, that you are here, and have an
Thank you.
amazing day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.